So Jimmy John's, the sandwich place, has gotten himself into a bit of a protest because a photo has resurfaced. This is not a new photo. It is a photo that has resurfaced of him posing with an elephant that he shot. Now he says, people calm down, this is an old photo, I don't do that anymore. So this is not necessarily something he can take back. So will this boycott hurt? Because it hurts the people who work there too. He's got millions of dollars to where he can go on these private safaris and kill endangered animals. Now, mind you, people are also defending him, because you know there's a defender for everything, saying that, well, these kinds of hunts are important for the environment over there, basically. That's kind of, I mean, if that's your stance, okay. So don't take what I am about to say as insulting. Actually, you can take it however you want to. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't mean offense by it, but it's kind of like saying humans are bad for the environment, therefore killing them is not a big deal. Because I guarantee you, human beings do more damage than elephants ever will. Because I know a lot of times, I will say this though, this one small itty bitty little thing. Elephants a lot of times are responsible for a lot of the deforestation in some of these small reservations. As in, they're supposed to be there. Reservations. This land is quartered off just for these animals. So therefore, them knocking a tree down is not that big of a deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but it is not that big of a deal to where you need to shoot it. Because they do knock trees down to get at the roots, because there's things there that they can eat. And so, anyway, back to this. Will this hurt? So far it is, because Twitter, social media is something else, boy. If you do something, you do anything, and you get yourself on social media outside of Donald Trump, you are not Teflon. They gang up on you, all the celebrities come back, hey, I'm not eating Jimmy John's no more, me either. That's where we are. But like I said, it hurts people who work there. It's kind of like Papa John's. You know, he didn't care. He's got 19 houses and limousines and all this here. But what about the people who have to work there? You know, this is why your corporate leaders should stay out of politics. You can go and vote for who you want to vote for, or even give to a campaign that you want to give to, but you keep that stuff to yourself. Chick-fil-A, same thing. Paula Deen, same thing. It's like, stay out of the public sphere with stupid stuff. When you got these restaurants that depend, or these workers that depend on your restaurant having a name attached to a person that's in good standing socially. There's walking away. That's a boycott. Taking their money and leaving. Anxiety. Because remember, this is what Stupid Is and Stupid Does did too. Eric and Donald Jr. They went over and decided, oh yeah, let me, and the dentist who shot the lion. None of this is hunting, mind you. They're not trying to eat the animals. I'm on a soapbox now. Let me get back to this. So there is wishes and desires for the world to move on. There's some plans and preparations probably to move this on. But you are trapped. You are bound by your own action. This card also reminds you that the person's hands behind their back, they can untie themselves at any moment. The knot for this rope is also behind the back. You can just untie it and move on. You trapped yourself. You did this. And there was a lady on Twitter. I had to get back on the soapbox, pardon me. I'm not a PETA person. I'm not an animal activist, so I don't want you to misunderstand like I'm just in love with animals. Like, I do love them. I don't want them in my house, but I love them on TV. So there is a woman who says, this is different than hunting. Because you did not kill to eat and survive. You killed for kicks and giggles. That is sad. That this creature stood there. You were not hungry. You didn't want to eat it. You didn't want anything from it other than its life. That's different than hunting. You want it for sustenance when you are hunting. You want to eat it. You know how people love their deer and make deer jerky and deer stew and all this kind of stuff. Fine. But an elephant, ivory poaching is against the law in a lot of places. Should be everywhere, but it's not. So this in particular thing is legal. Therefore, this is what they always tout. What I did was legal. That was his defense. I don't do it anymore, but what I did was legal. I don't do it anymore, but what I did was legal, said the dentist. We don't do it anymore, but what I did was legal, said stupid is and stupid does. Now here we are. He said it's legal, but you have trapped yourselves within your own actions. Yes, you can, but should you? Is a question you should have asked yourself. When an elephant stood there, thinking conscious creature, and you shot it for kicks and giggles, like the lady said. I forget her name. You didn't want anything from it other than its life. That's disgusting. And like I say, I'm not trying to be some animal activist. I care about people more than I care about animals. I just put that out there on the front street. But this is nasty. Communications. Your words do not help. If you want this to go away, just quit talking. What I did was legal. Does not help you. Oh, Lord. Oh, good. Okay, I have to say it back because it's very grotesque, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's like Bill Maher when he had a new rule segment and he put the dentist that killed the lion in it, and naturally they all go to the fact that these men do this because they all have small penises. And so when you read on Twitter, that's what half the comments is. Don't know why I thought of that when I picked that up, but moving on. Four of Cups is in the fear, so unwanted offers. Shut down and go away. You hope your money comes back. With the hopes is the Page of Pentacles. In the environment, a new action. Write a check to protect animals. Throw your heart on the table, even if you don't mean it. It's called PR. Go out, give this sad speech about it. You know, I've had time to reflect, and what I did was wrong, even though what you did was wrong. Even you don't have to mean it, because we know you have no soul. Okay. What I did was wrong. I had time to reflect. I talked to, my wife, what's her name, Martha, and the Vandellas. They said, yeah, you should go out and apologize because what you did was wrong. And so here I am, atoning for my actions. I now pledge $10 million. It's got to be something that's going to hurt. Otherwise, they won't believe you. $100,000 is nothing. You can find that in your toilet. So it's like, I pledged $10 million for animal activism and conservation, and we'll never do this again, and such and such. That's what you need to do. Free advice. Completion in the world. So this new action has something to do with the world. There's even a bunch of animals on it. So I need you to pay attention to what I just said. That's what you need to do. But in your environment is the Knight of Wands, so a new action involving the world. Your word of warning, they mean this thing. The emotions are still very high. You're a solace. You're okay. This is solitude. Victory. But your balance is still going through a very tumultuous time. Correct yourself. You did wrong. You're supposed to be a man. Correct yourself. You shot it for joy. You took its life for kicks and giggles, like the lady said. You didn't want it for sustenance. You didn't want it for survival. You killed it just because you could. Shame on you.